Previously, we covered the basics of authoring custom tasks. Gradle provides specialized classes for dealing with files that can be used when authoring custom tasks. In this chapter, we will go over these file classes. Since builds deal with a lot of files and directories, when authoring task types, you may often have file or directory inputs and outputs. These are annotated with input file, input directory, output file, or output directory. You're probably familiar with the java.io.file class, which could represent either a file or a directory. If you were authoring a task type that required a file input and a directory output, you could use property file for these. Then tasks using this task type could provide the file and directory values for these. However, since java.io.file could represent either a file or a directory, mistakes could be made in the task type and they could incorrectly provide a directory for the input or a file for the output. In the task type action, code would have to be added to check for this and give proper error messages. You could mitigate this by making the input and output names more descriptive and adding more documentation. However, this is not a guarantee and mistakes could still be made. Gradle build tool provides more strongly typed classes, RegularFile and Directory. For task inputs and outputs, these should be used instead of java.io.file. By doing so, it makes it more explicit to users what values they should be providing and reduces the chances of mistakes. There are a few ways to create instances of these, including using the layout variable, which we will go over using an example in the next section. For convenience, there is a RegularFile property and directory property also available, so you can use those in the task types. In the documentation, you can search for RegularFile and click on the results to read more about the RegularFile and directory types.